This is my bipolar and psychosis part 2 document. I'm reading it off my phone. This document explaining my psychosis and bipolar in depth. Part 2, 7 years later after being sectioned for the first time. Where shall I start? Well, I think from the end of part 1. So about 4 years ago I started to believe I was a worldwide superstar. Actually, I'm a mega superstar, believing I was the 1 out of 7.5 billion people. I believe in the threatening sugar disbelief of, as at the time had already been consuming it daily for 10 years continuously. I started to mess with words and numbers in great depth, believing people could hear me through microphones fitted into my gums. I believed I had a computer inside my head that could read my thoughts, and also believed I could imagine video images that would project outside my thoughts into stadiums around the world with my awesome superpowers. I was the only person fitted with this over my head in the world computer, but there was a downside. I believed that inside my house was special equipment, and the equipment would produce digital bugs that crawled all over me and attacked me constantly, and there was nothing I could do about it because they were invisible. As this happened every day, repeatedly, especially at night, I could also hear many people in large crowds in my ears, and a bad person called Mumbles who constantly swore, "Get the fuck out of here." And in this I constantly talk to myself 24/7, covering every subject you can imagine, usually around 8 PM. Each and every night I went into documentary mode and discussed for an hour or 2 topics from space, the universe, and many other topics. A regular event each day would bring me dancing around from 10 PM till 11 PM. I enjoyed it and thought I was a good dancer being watched around the world. I was totally convinced of it 100%. Another belief was the television. I thought the TV was watching me as I was watching the TV, and I could interact with people on the TV, so I let the TV switched off because I got paranoid that I was being watched. All this went on for many years, and the unusual thing was I was going completely back to normal when I was in contact with somebody talking normally, so I guess no one ever knew the extent of how deep all this went, because it dominated my life. And don't forget all the delusions and illusions I've seen, many different things that have projected a perfect picture. Okay. I put faces in the trees almost everywhere. There were faces including my own bathroom, where the bricks were exposed, faces carved into the brick. These symptoms were getting worse and worse as I consumed more and more speed. I couldn't stop to sleep because I fell into deep depression and couldn't handle it. The only solution was to take it again, and I felt fine. I was caught in a trap, ongoing and going, and things were getting worse and worse. I started to feel pain in my left leg, especially in my head, and it hurt. I heard crackling in my ears, and it was cracking me up big time, but I tried to override it with my superpowers, which I believe were real. Then fast forward to now, these ongoing symptoms were at an extreme maximum levels, and I couldn't take it anymore. Something had to give. One night I attempted to go to bed, I couldn't sleep. I got out of bed in the range and thought there was a tunnel and caves underneath the house, so I immediately headed downstairs and past the floorboards up, revealing soil underneath. I got a spade and started to dig down deeply, hoping I would reveal a cave, but no cave ever came. I got angry, believing I was wasting my time, so I decided to get my cutters and cut many wires, including phone lines in frustration. Then I really did lose the plot. I'd had enough and found a lighter, and I had the crazy thought to light my house on fire, which I proceeded to do via lighting the curtains on fire, which I did. Then another fire on the sofa. Then I headed upstairs to the front room, lit another fire on the curtains, then headed into the loft and lit another fire using a thin blanket. I ran out of my house with the dog and headed down the road without my dog's lead. I was shouting all the road in frustration. It was all over, and I would see you where I saw the things. I didn't realise it was all false illusions, and I believed it to be very real, and someone would pick me and show me up in the road very soon, but no one came, and after 30 minutes I decided to head home. Well, it took a while because my dog Chalky kept stopping with shelters up. I had no leave for him, so eventually I got home, and there was a fire brigade and firemen outside my house, and I knew the damage was bad because the windows were burnt under the PVC frames. About 20 minutes later, the police arrested me for endangering lives, and I was taken to the police station with a heavy bleed, nosebleed, in the back of the police car. I was going on a roller coaster ride, constantly high and low, especially in the police station. The police cell, I had no chance of sleeping, so the police opened the door and took turns monitoring me for the next 8 to 12 hours. Also, 3 guys turned up at around 5 p.m. and that's where I was informed for the second time around I would be sectioned, and straight away I was taken to crop use section unit to be monitored. But when I got there I was just so tired after being up all night with high tension. To be continued.